All right, it's Tuesday, December 12th. This is an end of the day SPY recap, and today we end up with a two-up continuation green day. We held the midpoint of the prior day and pretty much went up all session long to close strongly green. So we'll expect at least that high to be tested tomorrow and possibly even continue further. What's developing here is after kind of a big push up and a lot of sideways action, we're now getting that other leg up that we expected. The weekly chart 2 days into the week is definitely continuing higher. We kind of have the open of the week now in order, to look for in order to turn this week red. Until that happens, then we stay biased to the upside, even though exhaustion risk starts to set in a little bit. We talk about that. But in this case, what we liked is that the pre-market range between the blue lines, price open near the bottom of that range. So I talked about how a lot of times when you have continuations going on, you want to see a pullback first before, price heads higher. And in this case, it was a classic example of coming down, taking out that pre-market low on the first bar, but then pausing and having a great red to green move here on bar 3. And that set the stage for a push up, in the morning, and then a pause and ultimately hitting our target to the upper end of the pre-market range, even though that was kind of high up there relative to our economic release this morning. That was still a target, and we ended up getting there. So very easy day in terms of getting to the long side, and the question, was just would it make it up to its target, which it did. So we end up with another green day to the upside. For any failure to even begin to happen, we're going to have to either start below the midpoint of this bar tomorrow and head lower, or possibly take out the high of that bar, then have a big reversal to the midpoint of that bar. Maybe that starts setting up broadening action to the downside. That's, the only way to consider it. Other than that, you got to be a little bit nimble on the continued momentum, the upside, even though there are certainly targets above. The monthly chart now on the green bar is certainly working towards those highs, and I've shot a whole bunch of videos describing why for the rest of this month and even into next year, price is likely to head higher. Doesn't have to be day after day like this, but anyway, in terms of trading, yesterday and today were both very clear to the upside. So let's see how things go for the rest of the week. You kind of know the key levels. Again, to fail, you got to get through the midpoint of this bar. Tomorrow it's either going to happen with an up move that then fails, or we might gap down. You never know overnight. That would be the only way to even consider a short trade. And with that, you're still going to have to know reference points. It's still going to have to get, a 2 down day, and you're going to have to get to the, reach that target, which sets the week open, which sets the week red to the, below the weekly open. So, there are 3 days to go in the week. Anything's possible, but the bias is certainly to the upside. So we will see how things go tomorrow and for the rest of the week.